What if I told you Angelina Jolie is fighting two legal wars at the same time, one playing out loudly in the public eye, and another unfolding almost entirely in silence? While most people believe they know the full story by following headlines about her ongoing battle with Brad Pitt, there's a second courtroom drama quietly brewing in New York City. And the deeper you look, the more it feels like this story is far bigger, more complicated, and more strategic than anyone expected. Angelina Jolie has spent decades as one of the most scrutinized figures in Hollywood. From her rise as an Oscar-winning actress to her transformation into a global humanitarian, her life has rarely been private. But right now, something unusual is happening. As her long-standing and bitter legal fight with Brad Pitt over their French vineyard continues to drag on, new information suggests that Angelina is simultaneously dealing with a separate, high-stakes legal dispute involving a New York City studio. The timing of this revelation has raised eyebrows, especially among fans and legal observers who believe this second battle could have serious consequences for her future. Behind the red carpets, movie premieres, and carefully curated public appearances, Angelina Jolie is reportedly under immense legal pressure. The Vineyard case alone has already become one of Hollywood's most vicious post-divorce courtroom sagas. What began as a shared dream between two of the most famous actors in the world has now turned into a symbol of betrayal, resentment, and unresolved wounds. Every new development in that case seems to reopen old scars, and neither side appears willing to back down. At the same time, sources claim another legal dispute is quietly escalating thousands of miles away in New York City. Unlike the Miraval vineyard battle, which has played out through public filings and explosive media coverage, this New York situation has remained almost completely under the radar. There have been no dramatic headlines, no public statements, and no visible signs of conflict, at least not yet. And that silence may be the most telling detail of all. According to reports, the dispute centers around a studio space in New York that is closely connected to Angelina's creative and business ambitions. This is not believed to be just another property or passive investment. Insiders suggest the studio plays a key role in her plans as a filmmaker, producer, and storyteller, particularly as she continues to carve out a career that goes beyond traditional Hollywood acting roles.
For years now, Angelina has been shifting her focus. While she still appears in major films, much of her recent work has leaned toward directing, producing, and telling stories that align with her humanitarian values. Control over a creative space like this studio could be essential to that vision. Losing it would not just be a financial setback, but a potential disruption to how she plans to shape the next phase of her career.
What makes the situation even more striking is the contrast between the two legal battles. The Vineyard case is loud, emotional, and deeply personal. It involves a shared past, a failed marriage, and years of unresolved conflict. The New York studio dispute, on the other hand, appears calculated, controlled, and intentionally quiet. That difference has led many to believe Angelina is choosing her battles carefully, deciding when to speak and when silence serves her better. Legal experts often point out that fighting multiple major cases at once can be exhausting, even for someone with immense resources. The financial cost alone can be staggering, but the emotional toll is often far greater. Every court date, every filing, and every negotiation adds another layer of stress. For someone who is also raising children, managing a public image, and maintaining a global humanitarian presence, the pressure can be overwhelming. Meanwhile, Brad Pitt's side remains firmly focused on the vineyard dispute. What was once seen as a shared symbol of love and partnership has now become a battleground representing everything that went wrong in their relationship. Allegations, counterclaims, and legal maneuvers have turned the case into something far more personal than a simple business disagreement. Each new development seems to deepen the divide between them, making any possibility of closure feel more distant. Fans watching from the outside are beginning to ask difficult questions. Why has Angelina remained so quiet about the New York case? Is she protecting her privacy, or is she carefully managing information to maintain leverage? Some believe her silence is strategic, designed to prevent media attention from influencing legal outcomes. Others think she may be waiting for the right moment to speak once the situation reaches a critical point. There's also growing speculation about how these legal battles might be connected, even if indirectly. While the Vineyard case is rooted in the past, the New York studio appears tied to the future. One represents what Angelina and Brad once were, while the other represents what Angelina is trying to build on her own. Seen through that lens, these fights are not just about property or money, but about identity, independence, and control over one's legacy. Angelina Jolie has always been someone who carefully shapes her public narrative. Even during moments of intense scrutiny, she often chooses her words with precision or says nothing at all. That approach has helped her maintain an air of mystery and authority, but it has also fueled endless speculation. In this case, the lack of information surrounding the New York dispute has only made people more curious. Another factor that cannot be ignored is timing. With the Vineyard case still unresolved, some wonder whether the New York situation could complicate negotiations or settlements. Legal battles do not exist in isolation, and pressure in one area can influence decisions in another. If the studio truly plays a critical role in Angelina's future plans, the stakes could be incredibly high. At the same time, Angelina continues to present a composed and focused image to the world. Public appearances, advocacy work, and professional commitments go on as usual. To many, this only adds to the intrigue. How does someone maintain that level of control while facing multiple legal storms behind the scenes? Is it resilience, careful planning, or sheer determination? One thing is becoming increasingly clear. This story is no longer just about a celebrity divorce or a business disagreement. It's about power, autonomy, and the right to move forward on one's own terms. For Angelina Jolie, these legal battles may define not only how her past is resolved, but how her future is shaped.
Do you think Angelina is playing defense, or is she several steps ahead, carefully positioning herself for what comes next?
Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you want more deep dives into the real stories behind Hollywood's biggest names, make sure to subscribe and turn on notifications. The drama you don't see is often the part that matters most.